Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thought I'd make a video today talking about Overwatch. Um, I guess the biggest thing that we can find negative in Overwatch. Let me turn down the volume. It's probably a little loud. Is I would guess the competitive play. Competitive uh, seems to be a little messed up. Um, And why is because I would say how the game match makes you. I've been playing the competitive season and I'm still in bronze. Um, it's almost impossible to come out of bronze. You get some good teams, you get some bad teams. That's inevitable. I get that, and I completely understand it. The game is supposed to be a team-based game. It's that's what it was built for. Learn how to work together, everything else. But it seems that we're getting a lot of players that just jump in, and don't get me wrong, that's fine. You're supposed to be able to jump in and have fun. But the way that they design it, like Reinhardt, probably the backbone of a good team right here. Tanky. Skill set's very limited though. He stands and he kind of shields out. He's not very maneuverable, but you deal. But the problem is you get these teams that are made together by the system, and they decide, oh, okay, well, we're going to take this guy who, let's just be honest, doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and throw him in a competitive match. And they say, oh well, that's because he did the ranking system where he says, oh well, this is where you're supposed to be and all that. The problem with that is, how the hell do you know where somebody's supposed to be after a couple of games? I think the biggest problem is they don't want to leave anybody out of the game, which is understandable, and I get that. And, that's kind of how that goes. But there needs to be consistency with the matchmaking. I think there needs to be a system in place where you earn the right to go up a tier, or earn the right to have levels. Really, I don't. The level system in the game means nothing anyway. It's just there. It doesn't make you stronger as a player. It doesn't give you a new skill attack set or anything like that. It's just there. So technically, it's just BS, of course. But if the game wants to be in a competitive mode, then it needs to survive a lot of players. And as me being one, it's like, okay, I lose so much SR in bad games. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that every player is bad. Don't even take it like that. Some players are just new, and that's understandable. We all have to learn. We weren't all good at it when it first came out, and nor will we ever, except for the Grandmasters. The problem that Blizzard just keeps seeming to do with their games is they act before they think. The same thing with PvP in World of Warcraft. It seems like it flowed over here. You've got. I think it's to the point where it's toxic. Say a player leaves a ranked match, you're screwed. It's over unless you have an elite team of 4 that can pull it out of their ass, and that's far and in between. There needs to be more punishment. There needs to be a stiffer, a stiffer penalty. And Blizzard needs to take action against that too, because that affects gameplay. But I think that Blizzard really needs to step up and say, okay, we because this is really Titan, and came over to Overwatch. Um, they need to get they need to get the matchmaking fixed. Okay, you need to literally match people with the exact skill set. Well, very close to it. And you also need to start giving more rewards. Like, these level systems are saying, oh, well, it's there for showing that you've had this or this or this. Well, I don't care about that. If you want to give me a level, then give me a level, give me ranks like new power-ups or something like that. It's almost like, okay, say Reinhardt wants to have the shield. Cool, he can have the shield, or he can go to a DPS or something else. You have to give something new. You've got to do something in this game where competitive feels like you have a chance. How competitive is right now, if you don't have a team, you're screwed. You will face off against probably team after team after team, and you'll get screwed. And you'll get junk teams. And junk teams are just people who are toxic to the game, and they don't care. And that's okay. I think that's in any game. But Blizzard needs to take a hard stance and start banning those people forever. And here's my thing. I get it. We do the old, your account's banned and everything. Bullshit time. They need to start really taking in consideration IP bans. Stop all this cheating. Stop the aimbots. Stop all that crap. They're not telling us that they can't. It's their game. They control the programming. But if you want to have a competitive game, make it competitive. And make it fair. Make it the way that it should be. Make it a sort of way that you can sit back and go, hey, I'm proud to play this game. Because right now it's hard. I mean, you sit here and you're doing the best you can, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. You feel like all you're doing is just standing around and praying. Because a lot of this is that. It's just a jumbled mess. That's all it is. A damn mess. And, nobody understands it right now. And that's a shame. I mean, this can be such a great game. And I'm not saying that it's not a great game. I think, that it has its good points, and it has all these other amazing things. But I think that, hell, if they don't even want to do IP bans, then you know who your toxic players are. You know who they ban them out of competition. They can still play the regular bull crap, whatever. But this competitive situation needs to really be addressed. The game's been out basically a year. We need to get to a point where this game can feel solid. And you know that when you queue up that you're going to be given the best possible chance you can have at getting a win. Without, feeling like, oh God, I'm just pressing buttons. And it's sad. I don't know. It sucks, and you can see how hostile the environment is in here if you read the chat. But I want to know what everybody thinks. Do you agree that Overwatch needs to be tweaked a little bit? Or does it need a major overhaul? I mean, does the competitive set work right? I hear for some people, of course, if you're in a team and your team is doing well, yeah, it's great. You have no complaints. But for the people that are trying to come up the bracket and trying to get there, you just feel like you're struggling. I mean, how many people can really sit here and say that they have been on bronze for months? They haven't been able to come up. They haven't been able to move. They're just stuck at bronze. They're not moving up. Not by any fault of their own, just by bad matchmaking, toxic groups. And Blizzard sits back and goes, yeah, it is what it is. And it's sad. I mean, I would hope that Blizzard could look at it and go, okay, we have a problem. But they kind of sit there and go, you don't have a problem. Here's a new hero. Go on, here's a new map. No, fix the problems where you're at, and then go ahead and give us a new hero. Give us something new to learn. And I think that to play competitive, there's a way to make competitive really fun, and I think fair too, would be to make you learn to play the game. You have to pass certain challenges, things like that. That could help make this game really good. Yeah, and of course, if you're watching me play, I'm not at my top game right now. But you know, like making somebody do a certain basic set challenges and things like that, it teaches you how to be a better player. It's not being negative, and it sure as hell not stopping your progression. It's making you a better player, and it's making you a better teammate for people. And I think that's something that Blizzard should really, really think about doing, is saying, okay, you want to go to the next tier, you know, pass this challenge. Or you can. And that's the thing. I think that could help a lot. And if Blizzard would just take the time and understand it, they could probably fix a lot of the problems. But what do you think? Do you think that they should implement some kind of challenge set where you have to do a certain amount of challenges or pass a test in the game to play competitive or keep ranking up? It doesn't seem like it would be that hard. They're able to do everything else. You know, but do you really think that it would benefit the community by saying, okay, you know, here's this new mode, and you have to pass it to become a better player? That's the whole thing about this, is you're not always going to be able to get rid of all the toxic players in a game. That's impossible. But we can help build the community a little bit easier and better, and give actually some kind of credibility to sit here and say, hey, you know what, the game is worth playing. I feel like I am achieving something now in competitive. Because you will have earned it, and you're actually being placed with the correct players. If they implement that system in there of, okay, you have to pass this situation to play this situation in the rank competition and so forth and on, you're going to get players that have learned and have worked their butt off to get it. And I'm not saying it should be easy at all. I'm saying, hey, maybe it needs to be a progress situation. But as you see, you know, competition, like right there's my SR 500. I've been playing straight, and there's my season high, 617. That's sad playing in competitive. I don't feel like I'm achieving because I feel like I'm not given the fair shot at it, the fair shake. So I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think that Overwatch needs to implement new rules and new things to make the community better? Or do you just say, tough luck, it is what it is? So that's just my thoughts on it. Talk to you guys later.